He's a Republican former chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee and has represented the 8th Congressional District since 1997, a frequent guest and friend of this program. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Cambrell. Thank you.
It's always good to have you home. I know you're home for the week and you get a chance to see what the constituents are saying. What are they saying about what's transpired over the last couple of months? The impeachment process that is not an elephant in the room anymore. It's just out there.
So we never moved to Washington. I live here in the Woodlands with my wife and our 2 boys, and so here every weekend. I think people have been pretty discouraged and disheartened by what's happened in the impeachment process. It is the first partisan impeachment ever, rushed through the House. No due process rights for the presidents. I was there with the President Clinton impeachment. It was just dramatically different from that. And then, so I think the country saw for what it was, just an effort to sort of tear down the president, damage him for the election. I think they're ready for us to move on. I think the country, the whole country, is ready for us to start working together on things that would actually help families.
And I think you're right about the country saw for what it was, but I think it's half the country. You know what I know, that the silos are deepened, and there's half the country that says that guy, man, it wasn't a perfect call, and then there's another half of the country that says leave the president alone. You know that's true.
Yeah, possibly, and I do think many do, but I noticed that since election, independents especially have really turned away from the Democratic Party. They were just tired of what they saw. They're the ones, I think, that are urging us more than anything, come together, solve some problem. I'm eager myself.
So when you talk about the people who've turned away from the Democratic Party, you're talking about people there you're talking about constituents or people you just come in contact with?
Yeah, so I just saw another poll just 2 days ago that said 2 out of 3 Americans say impeachment was really just done to damage this president, and the same 2/3 are saying enough's enough, move on, start solving some problems, something we've been saying for a long time. So yeah, I think people are ready.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Congresswoman Garcia. Do you have any concerns about the increased assertiveness of the president since the impeachment? Because he's, removed some people, he's called himself the chief prosecutor, and just interjecting himself into the process with his former friend with Attorney General Barr. I mean, those things are going on. Is that all media stuff?
I don't. What I've seen him, I know there's been coverage of that. What I've seen him is focus on implementing the new U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement, working now that they have the Phase 1 agreement with China, focusing on the economy. He's certainly working with us on Tax Reform 2.0. We believe there's more growth, jobs, and higher paychecks for people. So the press is covering one area. I will tell you, this president's laser focused on the economy, security, and for Congress, he wants us to end surprise medical bills. Really, certainly my discussions with him is, come on, Kevin, let's get this done for just families.
Now, that's a good jump-off point, because that seems to be one of those points of areas where there is bipartisan support.
Yeah, I sure feel that way. The Ways and Means Committee came together. Richie Neal, the new chairman, the Ways and Means Committee from Massachusetts, and I authored a bill that bans surprise medical bills. When you go to the emergency room, you should never be taken advantage of there. And when you schedule a medical procedure, because today, a lot of families get a $1, $2, $3, $4 bigger $1,000 bill, or several of them, a month after the procedure. That's going to end. Secondly, we're going to force insurance companies, doctors, and hospitals to work out their payments and leave the patient out of it. And then finally, the part perhaps I like the most in the Ways and Means bill, under this law, for the first time, every patient, when you schedule a procedure, will get a true and honest bill in advance of that procedure. So you can see exactly what it'll cost you. And if it's too much, you have the time to make those changes. And I just think that's crucial.
And that's a national bill that affects everybody locally as well. And all politics is local, right?
Yeah.
So what are your constituents telling you are the priorities that you need to focus on, that we all need to focus on here, that are rising to the level?
So my constituents, obviously, the economy and continuing to grow. They don't want to see tax increases. Secondly, they do support security, whether it's national security or the border as well. Healthcare is a big issue for our families. They want to see drug prices come down. They want to pull back the curtain and force drug companies to justify their spikes, increases, and they want us to find solutions to things like surprise medical bills, and which, again, thankfully, I lead for Republicans, the Ways and Means Committee, we're laser focused on those health care issues.
Going forward here, what's your prognosis in terms of the ability of these sides to start to come together? You know, every time you come in, we talk about this.
So I'm always optimistic.
Well, I'm an eternal optimist too
about this. The truth is, we'll see. You know, we're in a post-impeachment world up in Congress. So we'll see if both parties can come together and start addressing these issues. That's what I'm hopeful for. There are still some in the House who want to continue the investigations and perhaps re-impeach. I think that's a terrible approach. And I worry, Gabriel, I worry the bar's been lowered so much. I don't want every future president to face an automatic impeachment. They won't, whoever he or she is, won't be able to run this country.
It's amazing to me, and you know, I'm hardcore independent, and I love that because I can take shots at both sides. It's amazing to me how you guys see things totally differently.
You think?
Oh, absolutely. You know better. You know good and well.
Some do.
You know, some do.
I just think there's more common ground in the country. I think, frankly, we're a lot more caring, optimistic country than the national TV shows. We are not angry and hateful and name-calling here at home. That's where I have a lot of faith.
Yeah, well, the president's not shy about name-calling. You know that. And he does that a lot. And I think, this is my opinion, which I never offer, but it seems to me it would be a lot easier to bring the people together to do the kumbaya thing if you're not saying you're an awful SOB. You
know, I was
just putting it out there.
I just saw a lot of name-calling last night in that Democratic debate, and it was all among each other. I don't know. They've been calling the president every horrible name. And the truth is, if you and I had been persecuted unfairly for 3 years from the moment you swore your oath of office, you know, it may take a while to be forgiving as well. I do think right now the president wants us to focus on issues together like ending surprise bills and lowering drug prices. I think he's right on target.
Well, you know, we're going to have to pull together our own Cambrell and Kevin summit.
We do, and over some barbecue? I'm good. You got a minute.
You know, we've got this on tape more than once. Now you're locked in.
We do. We are going to complete that one way or the other.
Congressman Kevin Brady, thank you for what you do. Thank you for your community service. It's a wonderful thing you do, and glad you're able to be home every weekend with your family. It's a good thing. It really is.